swooping shots of Roman Papuc, because if you don't, you'll wake up looking at the lights.
Yeah, you're going to see when Roman comes out, he comes out hard, fast, and everything he throws. I mean, even his jab is there to put your lights out.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get the action started. Our next bout sponsored by Mustache Mafia, scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds and is in the lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the Lakeshore Bone and Joint blue corner. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, official weight 151 pounds. He has an amateur record of 3 wins, 4 losses, representing Lakeside Martial Arts Academy. Please welcome from Fort Wayne, Indiana, Nick, the Youngster Friedrich. And now let's welcome his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the Digital Graphic Solutions red corner. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, official weight 152 pounds. He has an amateur record of 4 wins, 4 losses, representing VFS. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome from the Republic of Moldova, Roman Papuc. The referee in charge, Rob Matrigo.
Our second fight of the evening, sponsored by Mustache Mafia. That gives Eddie Wineland a smile.
Oh, yeah, it gives my mustache a smile.
And here we go in the 155-pound division. Now, of course, when Roman started as an amateur, he was a 170-pounder. I have no idea how he makes 155.
Yeah, he's big, he's thick. And Friedrich's coming out, I mean, guns blazing, man. He is gunslinging tonight.
Yeah, he's wasting no time getting this fight started here in the center of the cage.
Roman trying to pressure. Big lead head kick.
Beautiful combination.
Wow.
That combination went low with the kick, came up high with the punches, and then went high with the head kick. Amazing.
He felt Roman pressuring him. He threw that wicked low kick and then right away went upstairs, caught Roman very clean. But Roman, a beast as he always is, right into the clinch here, fighting for this takedown.
Yeah, Roman did a good job getting to that clinch immediately once he felt that he was rocked from that head kick.
And
this is where Roman's strong. You're going to see the strength of Roman here. Friedrich's doing a really good job here of at the very least threatening that guillotine. He might finish it. Not anymore.
Big slam might be coming up right now. Great job by Nick Friedrich of trying to calm down that slam so there wasn't so much impact. I'll tell you what, Roman Papuc is leaking right now. I see blood all over those nice Hayabusa shorts, and I just saw it leak out of his face like it was coming out of a water fountain.
Not quite sure where it's come from. Looks like this is gushing out of his nose at the moment.
That's some Mustache Mafia stuff. That's all things manly right there.
I bet he wished he had a mustache just to hold some of that blood he might have gotten out.
A blood filter, right?
Short shots right now for Papuc.
That head kick, I mean, that was straight shin to face.
It might have cut him on the nose. I mean, it seems like his nose is where that blood is coming from right now, and it's a lot of blood coming out of his nose.
He may have broke it.
And those nice new white HFC Future Series gloves look like they're red now. Look at that left glove of Papuc.
Yeah, it's going to get real slick, real fast inside that cage.
Great job of maintaining position here for Papuc. Obviously, he got hit with that big leg kick and the even bigger high kick. Do you think control without much damage is enough for him to take this round if he's able to stay on top for 30 more seconds?
It depends on the judges. Because these last 30 seconds are going to be what the judges remember.
Sure.
Now, I say that, but I remember the head kick. So maybe some judges are seeing it like I am, and I don't even know how I would score this round. How would you score this round so far, Neil?
So a lot of times you have to look at what's going on in the fight. I mean, you got to look at damage, you got to look at control, you got to look at that kind of thing. I would think that Papuc definitely was definitely not the guy who did the most damage in this round. Even though he did a good job controlling towards the last 30 seconds, the damage definitely had to go to his opponent.
See, he's throwing elbows there. Those are illegal in the amateur range.
On bottom, Friedrich yelled elbow. Papuc said sorry. That's the first thing he said. He said sorry. He looks so genuine about it, too.
That's the great thing about these amateur fights. It really gives these guys an opportunity to learn and grow as fighters. I mean, there's certain things you're not going to learn in the gym. You have to get out there and put it to the test when it matters, when the lights are shining on you.
And we see the doctor working on that nose of Papuc.
Is it the nose? Can you see?
I mean, it looks like it's leaking out of there. It could be a cut. I'm seeing his back right now, so I'm not able to see up front, but there was definitely a tremendous amount of blood leaking out.
That combination that Friedrich came out with was, I mean, that was amazing. Came down low with that low kick, and then fired 2 or 3 shots up top, and then followed that with a head kick that just, I mean, like I said, shin to face.
It all happened so quickly, and it's a big aspect of this fight. It wasn't sweat that was making him slick on the ground. It was all the blood pouring out of Papuc. Let's see if he keeps leaking now that the doctor cleaned him up. And a touch of gloves gets us underway for the second round.
We'll see if Roman looks to keep it on the feet.
Looks
like his nose is a little crooked. I can't.
Could be broke.
I think his nose is broke. You look at it, it looks like it's curved.
Oh, he's still in the pocket, throwing heat. Papuc winging some left hooks here. Frederick really looks confident on the feet.
He's got that length. You see that length, and he's using that jab. He's using that jab to touch, and then he sets up with that that leg kick there.
Well, there are a few men who know more about using their length than Neil Magny. Neil, what do you think about the distance striking right now from Nick
He's doing
Frederick?
a great job of using that jab. I mean, Papuc is switching up to that southpaw stance from time to time, making it real difficult for him to capitalize on outside low kick, and it's allowing his opponent to really capitalize on throwing that jab down the middle.
Big combination there from Frederick. Nothing lands clean, but these guys are swatting.
This is definitely where Papuc will want that fight to be. He's able to get them clinched up and work this fight to the ground.
And as Neil calls it, it happens. Great takedown by Roman Papuc, and that's going to be big.
Yeah, right now this is the best spot for Roman to keep this fight is on the ground. A, he's not going to do any more damage to that nose, and B, I don't think he was getting the better of the exchanges on the feet.
No, he definitely was not getting better stages in the feet, and it may not be something you would think about, but the position that he's now in the fight is actually better than him being on his back, just because it allows that nose to allow that nose to drain and not get clogged up in the back of his throat, allowing him to be able to breathe easier.
Yeah, you start choking on your own blood.
Well, Roman went ahead and moved him right over that Paul Valley Mortgage logo, putting him right on top there where there's a lot of friction, and he's dropping shots on top of him. Got a minute 10 to work. He got that takedown pretty early this round. We don't really know how the judges are going to score that first round, but in the second round, Papuc was able to avoid taking any big shots and got to a spot where he could be in control.
Yeah, you got to think if this fight goes through to the third round, that Roman's going to see that this is where his best success is, and he's going to immediately look to take it back down to the ground.
Nice frame here from Papuc. I'm noticing that a lot where on the bottom, Frederick is trying to close any distance with clinches, and Papuc is framing and throwing punches. He's not getting all the way postured up, but he is getting more kinetic energy behind these shots.
Just those little pop shots. He's not doing any serious damage, but he's scoring.
Papuc's doing a good job staying active. He's on top here. Knowing that his opponent's getting the best of him on the stand-up, he's doing a good job staying active in his opponent's guard, avoiding the ref from forcing a stand-up.
He's starting to drop some bigger shots now.
Yeah, you could really feel the tide turn right now. He's letting his hands go, and we see Frederick getting pretty frustrated underneath this chimp of a human being.
They're going to be so slippery, too. Should Friedrich even throw up an armbar or a triangle or any type of submission type of attempt, all Papuc is going to do is, should he posture, it's going to be super hard for Friedrich to hang on to that because it's so slick.
That's right, and his legs are covered in blood.
That nose is definitely crooked for Papuc.
Well,
yeah.
The color commentary side believes it's a broken nose. That's very tough mentally and physically for Papuc to fight through.
I'll be honest with you, I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares if his nose is
He's
broken.
that tough.
He is. That guy, it just, you hit him with the Mack truck, and it's like, okay, let's do some more.
That's how these Moldova guys fight. That second round looked to be for Papuc.
But believe it or not, this is one of the moments as an amateur fighter you want to have in the cage before you turn pro. You really want to have that moment where you get to ask yourself, like, is this really what I want to commit my life to?
Right.
And the way he's fighting through this broken nose is definitely a testament to the kind of fighter he wants to be.
100%. I agree with you.
That's a great way to put it. Do you really want to be an effing fighter? I remember a bald guy saying that once. And our third and final round between Roman Papuc and Nick Frederick is underway. Roman letting his hands go still. He tried to counter that shot. Wicked low kicks for Frederick. He really gets some power on those.
He needs to throw more combinations like he did in the first round because he had a lot of success there, and he keeps moving straight forward and backwards, which is putting him right in the position where he's at right now. He's got a guillotine attempt here.
Guillotine attempt here for Frederick. His back is against the fence. That's not necessarily where he wants to be.
Another powerful slam by Papuc.
Ooh, same side guillotine.
Big slam by Papuc, and he pops his bloody, sweaty head out of that guillotine.
And that's exactly what saved him, was the blood and the sweat.
Because he was, like you said, Eddie, on the same side of that guillotine. We've seen fighters like Frank Mir choke people unconscious from that position.
Yep, that's the least favorable position to be in if you're in a guillotine, is on the same side.
Well, Roman was able to defend, get his head out. Now he's trying to set up what looks to me like a head and arm choke.
He's got that arm triangle there, and you see all too many times people get there and they let that go.
Sure.
I'll bury my forehead down to the mat and not give him that arm back and do everything in my power to cross body there.
Absolutely. Even if you don't get that arm back, it's having that head and arm choke. And it opens up the entire left side of his body.
He's going for it. That was a beautiful mount by Papuc. He's going to squeeze here. I can't imagine there are many fighters who have a better squeeze than this guy.
He needs to come off to the side. He's got that full mount, and I understand he doesn't want to give up a full mount, but he's hindering himself from finishing this choke.
Sure, he wants to get maximum leverage. And a sweep by Frederick. Beautiful work. And he's in on a takedown. Papuc tried to get a little throw in there, get a little whizzer. Try to get him next to him. Did not work out. Ends up on bottom here.
With this broken nose, this is the worst place for Papuc to be. That blood's going to start building up in the back of his throat, make it extremely difficult for him to breathe here.
This fight might be 1-1, gentlemen. This thing might be on the line with 40 seconds to go.
I don't want to be a judge in this fight. that is way above my pay grade here.
Nice little shrimp by Frederick. He's trying to get to full guard. I could sense some fatigue setting in for both gentlemen. And here's a good shot at that nose. That does not look like it did when he walked in that cage. Papuc trying to land little short shots as he can, trying to cement this decision win.
At this point, this fight being so close, Papuc has to stay as active as he can on possible. He's trying to secure this round.
What a fight between these two. Nick Frederick and Roman Papuc, giving the fans their money's worth here at HFC 39.
I've got to think Roman Papuc takes that fight just because of the last 2 rounds.
Well, this is the future series. There is a contract on the line for some of these fighters. I have to say that Paul Valley must be looking really close at these two gentlemen in this war they just put on. I mean, what was the entertainment value of that fight, Neil?
That was a great fight. I mean, both guys left it all in the cage. I mean, here it is. Roman's getting his nose worked on by the doctor, and he's just grimacing just from the touch of that nose. So for him to fight through and endure what he had to endure for that fight, that was an amazing display of effort by both men.
What a competitive back and forth war. We saw some big strikes for Frederick. We saw some great grappling for Papuc, and even some grappling highlights in that last round for Frederick. A competitive third frame. I hate to do it to you, Neil, but how do you score that third round?
Oh, my God. That's such a difficult round to score. I mean, just because the amount of damage and the amount of transition that occurred in that round makes it very difficult to score. If I had to absolutely bet on it, I would say Papuc probably stole the round just from how active he was in the last 20, 30 seconds of that round when he had the top position.
He threw a lot of punches when he was in those top positions, and he certainly had a lot more control time on top. And we all know how valuable that is when these judges are scoring the fight. The guy on top, generally the judges like that. And that was definitely Papuc for the majority of this fight.
These men are definitely making everyone in the building work very hard tonight. I mean, the judges have a difficult fight to score. Right. Every man in the cage right now with the HFC shirt is doing their best to clean up the blood all around the cage. They're really getting their money's worth out of everybody tonight.
And that eagle on the shorts of Frederick has gone from white to red, and we're going to send it upstairs for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of mixed martial arts action, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges see it the same, 29-28. For your winner by unanimous decision, Roman Papuc.